Commander fans, all right, this your boy Livewire Sports and I'm about to say entertainment, sports media. The Washington Commanders are dealing a royal flush. Yes, I'm using that poker analogy because they have been a house of cards since the GM. Now, since the hiring of Dan um, all over the place. He has assembled his staff. Excellent, excellent. Now today, it was hard keeping up with all the news for the Washington Commanders. And when I tell you it was hard for me today, and I kept hitting Twitter, I kept seeing a Bleacher Report, and I kept seeing news drop. The latest is Anthony Lynn. Yeah, Anthony Lynn, who was the running back coach for San Francisco. He left, according to Adam Scheffler. Uh, um, he was he was hired as assistant head coach for San Francisco. As well with him, now he's going to be with the Washington Commanders right now as the running Justin Herbert, which him and Justin Herbert had a really good relationship over there. And Anthony, I always said that Anthony Lynn should never have got fired from the team. But nevertheless, also, the Commanders brought in. They brought in Darryl Tapp, and everything. And also according to JP Feeling regarding Anthony Lynn, he said that we all know, like I said, he was the that him and so Justin Herbert has said about Anthony Lynn. But everybody talked about it. Tom Pelissero hired, but they didn't want to do anything right. It was neat for I guess you could say for these coaches. Because if you could come and go so quickly, especially if you ain't one of the guys. Now, Daryl, coach Daryl, and 20 for the people in one day. They running backs coach, they running backs coach. Also, they lost the defensive line coach, defensive coordinator. Now, on top of that, crazy. The Commanders also hired 34-year-old Tom Donatello. Some people say Donatello from the Ninja Turtles. If you really get that, his dad Ed Donatello, coach in the NFL. As a defensive passing game coordinator. So now we was looking for a DB coach but them cowgirls blocked us for talking to Al Harris and everything like that. So, but we still land on defense. Now, as I dropped a video yesterday, I was saying that there was some things that coach. Now we can retain Bobby Ingram as a wide receiver coach. Now I was talking about the running back position. I said, well, who was they going to lose? Because we did lose our running backs coach. Lo and behold, the Commanders answer the bell again. They hire Anthony Lynn, which, if you think about it, because Nikki Javala put this out today, the whole coaching staff for the Washington Commanders right now, currently now, has 17 Super Bowls. That's a experienced coaching staff since the Joe Gibbs era. I mean, this is Shanahan era when we had Mike all the young guys, Cal Shanahan, Sean McVay, Matt LaFleur, Daniels, and all of them. I think this staff is more experienced since the Joe Gibbs era. So that's just my opinion on it. I mean, some might think that, hey, the Shanahan, Mike Shanahan era, coaching era was better because they had young, innovative coaches and they went on to do great things. But you can't knock the experience of what we have here. 17 Super Bowls between this coaching staff, head coaches, and they all right. So that speaks volumes for a lot. Now, the bigger news of the day out of all of these hires is GM Adam Pierce was hiring Senior Director of Player Personnel Lance Newmark as the new assistant GM. That is very key right there because everybody was wondering if the Commanders was going to keep Martin Mayhew as that position. Well, now you find out that he's not. He's not going to be in that position. He's going to move to a lesser position and everything like that. So he's been demoted. Martin Herney's been answering. He's going to be in an advisor role, so his position is still a little whatever it is, but he's going to be in an advisor role to never again came to fruition. And if you're not excited about this, now a lot of us are saying, hey, we got to see this on the field. Quite naturally, that's where we're going to start at. Office has been put together, but guess what? You're going to have to wait to the draft. And there's been rumor that Ladarius Sneed from the Kansas City Chiefs could be a target for us. And Lord have mercy, if he becomes a target for us, man, that secondary is going to be special. So that's just something to keep an eye out. But again, I love the hire. I loved all the hires today. I kept up with most of them. Well, I kept up with all of them. I'm not gonna lie to you, not. I kept up with all of them. Now, don't be surprised if Steve Wilkes becomes a part of the staff between tomorrow and Friday. Most likely tomorrow, because now that he's fired, that you could really, I guess, look at it in a different way. Now, Nikki Javala did say that Adam Pizzo. Now I think he's been there over 20 something years with Detroit, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a good. But that's also a shot at the Detroit I'm about to say the Detroit Tigers, the Detroit Lions, for Mr. Ben Johnson for shunning us and talking trash. We still stole one of your top people. Now, Adam Peters just said in his quote, said that I am thrilled to welcome Lance Newmark to the Washington Commanders as what Peter said, my entire career. He is a highly respected talent evaluator and a great leader who will fit perfectly into what we're building in here in Washington. I want to thank Brad Holmes and the Lions organization for being first class and working with a phenomenal person, and he will immediately evaluate over our overall personnel function here at the Commanders. It is my absolutely pleasure to welcome Lance and his family to Washington. And that is something that fan base, well, not just Adam Peters is going to be doing other things, looking at other things. You need a guy that has an eye for talent, that's a great evaluator, not like Ron Rivera, you know what I'm saying? He had all this power and he still couldn't evaluate Jack. You know what I'm saying? Great talent. Same. If you look what they did in Detroit, you can mimic the same way. Put together a great draft for first to worst. Next year, the right talent draft. Still, we got the number 2 pick, and that's still to be determined along the way. But what we have been doing, for the last few days, absolutely what we've been needing. Kind of brought in the guy named Josh Harris that knows business and on other sports. Adam is in there, and I still think that Martin Herney and You're probably gonna be there for a while, be there because he is the Adam Peters guy. So, but Martin Herney, you keep them out of sight, out of mind. They don't have to be so involved into the. Jason Wright is the one name that I wonder what's going to happen with him. We have not heard Jason Wright's name the whole off season, so I wonder what they're going to do with him. You know, especially as getting close to draft. You only got like another month and a half. So my thing is this here and building a house of cards that is going to every hand is a winning hand. Every hand is a winning hand from the owner, the GM, now the assistant GM, the coaching staff, from offense and defense. And like Josh Harris said, and is that Dan has something else up his sleeve, and lo and behold, he was right. Dan has something up his sleeve. So, with that being said, my friends, enjoy the ride. Enjoy this exciting off season because it's only going to be even crazier. And last year ain't nothing compared to what's about to happen this year. So, and you like I said, this coaching staff is forward experience. Bring their own expertise. They're gonna bring all the ideas. You're gonna have all these guys in the war room together, draft time, looking at talent, picking the right talent for this team. That is what I love right there, because you don't sit there and say, "Oh, I guess this guy is gonna be good." No, you got a guy that's going to get, especially the system that you're going to have on defense and on offense is going to be very, very, very important. So until then, like, comment, subscribe, holla at your boy. Livewire Sports Center. Well, I'm about to do it again. Livewire Sports.